I think the WIPO Summer School has been a long-standing partnership now between NIPMO, WIPO and the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission. And over time we have really looked to kind of evolve it as innovation has become more important within the African context and particularly South Africa. We've looked to include increasing aspects of technology transfer. And so as you said, this is one of the unique summer schools that not only covers detailed IP management but also technology transfer. Now this is absolutely critical in a continent and indeed to many extents across the globe as we're looking for local solutions to local problems. We have so many global challenges and so we look to students and we look to the youth to really get inspired and try and resolve these particular issues. And so the summer school provides one of those opportunities. It provides an opportunities for young people, whether they are students, whether they are professionals, whether they are from government. We are non-discriminatory. We just invite everyone under a certain age with a certain basic level of understanding, but not too complex, to come and spend 2 weeks with us. Come and spend 2 weeks and embrace all the experts that we pull in and really get to grips with what is intellectual property and how can you use it as a tool. You know, intellectual property is not the end goal, and I think that's what's so exciting about the Summer School on Tech Transfer, is that it's talking increasingly about how can you use intellectual property to advance your development agenda in any particular country. And as you indicated, this is not just limited to South Africans. We have numerous people that come from Africa, we have people that come from Asia, we have people that come from South America. It is very well received, highly popular, and already for this year's summer school, which is taking place down in Cape Town, we have 106 people that are registered. So it's an incredibly exciting opportunity for us, and we value our partnership with WIPO in this regard. As you know, for any country to really thrive, one really hopes that the on-the-ground experiences and the on-the-ground challenges are absolutely aligned to the policy framework at the highest level, because if the policy framework is not enabling, you know, what you find is that on-the-ground implementation becomes increasingly hard. And so this particular innovation policy workshop, the inaugural one, which was held earlier this year down in Stellenbosch, South Africa, really provided an opportunity for sharing of experiences. So it was an opportunity for South Africa and South African experts to share some of our experiences to date in developing and advancing an innovation policy, even just conversation. And this provided an opportunity for all our international colleagues to hear some of our experiences, but then also to bring their context and say, you know, this is where we are along the innovation value chain. Can you see any opportunities for us to advance this further? Can you see any opportunities that we should be, you know, learning so that we don't reinvent the wheel? But it also provided an opportunity for South Africa to see slightly different ways and more effective ways of doing things. And so, yes, this was an innovation policy workshop, but it spoke kind of from a practical on-the-ground application and said, how should that filter in to government policies to really provide an enabling approach? And if I look at how this needs to advance further, we definitely need another one. And we need to have not just African context, but context from other developing countries. Yes, there are some developed countries that, you know, we can learn from as well, but in many instances, developing and emerging contexts are quite specific. And so we would really like to open that now to other developing countries and see some of the really exciting ways that they've done things, but also to developed countries who have recently emerged from a developing context to say, how bold were you in your innovation policy establishment and determination to say, how can we take ourselves from one particular context to the next? And so we're looking for this particular innovation policy workshop to also encourage all players from the quadruple helix. In other words, we're talking not just about government, we're talking about the private sector, we're talking about academia, and we are talking about civil society. I mean, civil society is ultimately our end user. And so how can civil society ensure that they make the necessary inputs into government policy so that we're able to be as effective as possible? So NIPMO has a very special relationship with the WIPO Academy, which we are most grateful. Not only is it a highly professional relationship, but it's a very collegial relationship. And I think that is critical to any partnership going forward. You know, it's not just about the partnership, it's about the relationships that you establish within the people of the Academy. And so NIPMO is absolutely blessed in that regard. And we're hoping that it is a bit of a commensal relationship. Obviously, we rely on WIPO for direction, for support, for the right kind of framework within which to operate, for opportunities for people on the ground. But we're hoping that we represent WIPO well when we do implement these various workshops and frameworks and learning opportunities to people on the ground. And so from that aspect, we believe that this is a commensal relationship, but I think the most important thing is we just really enjoy this friendship. And I think that is the most appropriate groundwork for taking any relationship forward. And so we're always incredibly grateful to WIPO, and we hope that they're able to extend that to us as we advance the agenda on the ground in South Africa.